welcome back to our channel, or welcome to our channel if you're new. For today's video, we'll be showing you how to make this delicious cheese roll. Now, of course, we've done currants roll in the past, which was yesterday, but we're going to do a cheese roll today. So if you're not one for a very sweet pastry, this is a more savory, greasy, cheesy type of pastry. So before we get into the video, don't forget to like this video and to subscribe to our channel. So without further ado, let's get into this delicious recipe. So of course we're going to start off with what you need for this recipe. So you'll need 1.5 cups of flour. You'll also need some salt and some butter to create your dough. You'll also need 1 beaten egg. You'll also need some yellow food coloring, some hot sauce, some mustard, and you'll also of course need some cheese of your choice. As per usual, everything will be listed in the description box. But now we're going to move on first with the dough. Now the dough is very similar to the black currants roll dough, so we're just going to show you how to make it right here. So now we're going to first put in some salt into your sifted flour. You're going to need around 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and you're also going to need 1.5 sticks of butter. And this is the unsalted butter, just if you're wondering. So this is almost identical to the same way we made the dough for our previous video. So basically what we're doing here now is mixing this up with clean hands, and you're just going to mix until all of the big clumps are mashed up and this becomes one cohesive set of flour before you move on to really kneading this into an actual dough. Once you've gotten rid of all the clumps, you're going to start adding in some cold water. Now you want to add in a little bit at a time, and you're not going to knead this dough aggressively. You're just basically going to fold the water into the flour in order to make your dough. You want it to be very delicate doing this because this can affect the flakiness of the pastry at the end of it all. So you want to just gradually add water into the dough and fold this in until you have one large piece of cohesive dough and nothing is left around the sides of the bowl. Now, once you've completed kneading your dough, or folding your dough, this is what your dough should look like. Now, we're just spinning it around a little bit and flattening it just to make sure that all of the leftover flour from the bowl is added onto the dough. You want to make sure you have a clean bowl. That's how you know your dough is completed. So this is what it should look like, a nice shaggy dough. And then you're going to get this ready for setting. So we're going to set ours in the fridge. We're first going to wrap it in saran wrap. Now you really want to wrap this tight. It's very important because when this is setting on its own, you really want it to have no air going inside of it. You just want it to set nicely inside of the saran wrap or into any type of material that you're using to cover your dough. So you're going to wrap all of this up, and then we're going to put this into the refrigerator for about 30 to 45 minutes. And you really want to do this ahead of time before, of course, moving on into the baking, because you want this to set before you move on. So just keep that in mind with this recipe. While the dough is in the fridge, we're going to take some mustard and mix it with some hot sauce. Now, you can change this up if you'd like. We just like our spiciness, and the mustard really helps with the cheese. You're also taking some of that yellow food coloring and adding it to your beaten egg. You'll see what we're doing with this later, but it's just going to add a nice color to the rolls. So our dough is ready, so we're just flouring a surface, and we're going to take out our dough. Now, as you can see, it's a really nice, puffy, nice and soft dough. So we're just going to add some flour to this. Of course, we don't want it to be too sticky while we're molding it, and we're just going to mold it long ways. And then we're going to take the rolling pin and roll that out. Now, with this one, instead of going for a circle like we did with the currants roll, you're going to go ideally for a rectangle, or a rectangle sort of shape. And that's just going to help when we're cutting our pieces. So you're going to cut this, and you're going to cut it lengthwise this way, and then you're just going to afterwards cut down the middle just so that you have enough pieces. That piece that we just put aside, we're just going to redo that piece off camera. So these are what these slices look like. Now that you have your slices, you're going to take some of that mustard hot sauce sort of sauce that we made, and you're going to spread that very loosely on the dough. This is just going to help add some more flavor instead of it all being all cheese. You're then taking 1 slice of cheese, and then you're going to fold this into the dough. Now, you can add more cheese if you'd like. We're just going to add 1 because we know that the cheese might kind of seep through if you use too much cheese. you're then taking the fork and just pressing down the sides, and this is just going to help everything stay in place. The biggest part of this is that you want the cheese to stay inside of your dough. You really don't want this to melt out because then it kind of defeats the purpose of the pastry. So you're just going to press the sides as well, just to make sure everything is nice and sealed and compact. And we're going to do this later with the rest of them, but we're going to take that colored egg wash, and as you can see, it's going to add some color to this cheese roll. And we're doing that now with the rest of cheese rolls. We're just going to add this on top just so that it gives it a nice color and a nice yellowish brownish color when it comes out of the oven. So you're gonna put this into the oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for around 30 to 45 minutes. And this is what your cheese rolls should look like once they come out of the oven. Now, they're really delicious and golden brown, and as you can see inside, it has a nice gooiness to it, but it's not too much to where you're like, oh my god, this is so much cheese. So this is really perfect for the holiday season, especially if you're someone who is more on the savory side and less about the sweets during the holidays. I know everyone loves the sweets during the holiday, but sometimes you want something savory, and that's what this is perfect for. This is really great for parties, of course, and this really goes well with a dip if you can make a dip for it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, comment down below what you thought of this video and other videos on our channel. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos every single week. And I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Happy holidays, and thanks for watching!